Hey, this is Dominic Pruitt. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to pull a batch report using Tivoli Storage Productivity Center standalone user interface. And so this is TPC version 5.2.7, which is the last version that had the standalone interface. All future versions have just the web GUI. So if we log into the interface here, you'll see 5.2.7 as part of the login screen. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what storage systems we have. So I go under Disk Manager Reporting, Storage Subsystem Performance. If I do by subsystem, I can take a look at what systems we got in the database here. All right, if I just generate a report on the last performance data, we can see that there's multiple storage systems here. All right, the one in particular that I want to take a look at is the one SVC 2145 sandbox. So in order to pull performance data automatically, I can create a batch report up in this area. So let me go ahead and collapse these other ones. I want to focus just on the batch reports. So if I do a right mouse click, I could create a batch report. And then I get a create batch report information area. I want to look at storage subsystem performance by subsystem. And then I just move that over. If I go to the selection tab, I can pull the latest performance data, or I could pull the performance data of 1 day ago by sample. But let me go ahead and pull the performance data of just the latest one of everything. And options, I have a TPC server to put it on. So the options that will appear here is if I've deployed storage resource agents in the environment, I can actually push this report to the particular server. And so we have a storage resource agent on the TPC server, and the file will be placed in this directory here. So C program files, IBM, TPC data, log reports. The type of report, I want a CSV file. I also want to include the headers because that will label each one of the columns. And then you have some additional choices down here. And if you want to use a classic column name specification, and then if you want the output report type to be of a specific format, you can change that there. I'm not going to modify anything. When to run, I can have it run now, and then alert if the report fails. So let me go ahead and run the report. All I need to do is press the save icon here, and then it'll ask me for the report name. So by storage system, and just say OK. So the batch report is submitted. Would you like to view the job status? So you just say yes. There's the job management area in the standalone interface, and you'll see that a batch report was kicked off and it's running. If I do a refresh all, it'll tell me that the actual report is finished because it has a little green check mark as opposed to a blue check mark, blue box. Double click on that, and I can get the detail for the job. It's queue for processing. 11 report lines were written. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We'll go ahead and go find this directory. So program files, IBM, TPC, data, log, reports. And here is my student 0 by storage system report 1 CSV. If I open it, I can actually see the column headings here, and then each of the subsystems here. So I have SVC 2145 sandbox IBM. I want to actually save that off. So if I go ahead and copy that, I can use that later. And so I'm going to go ahead and create a new batch report. So you'll see I have the one that I created earlier that gave me the latest performance data across storage systems. I'm going to go ahead and create a new batch report that has data about a particular storage system. So storage subsystem, selection, give me the last 7 days of performance data by sample. Or I could choose hourly or daily averages. So let me go ahead and do hourly just to show you the data that we can get. And then filter, I want to do a system, subsystem like SVC 2145 sandbox. I say okay. And then I want to go ahead and kick that off. All I do is just save it. And then this is SVC sandbox 7 days by hour. I say okay. Do I want to view the job status? I just say yes. Takes me back to job management. You'll see the blue icon here basically says it's running. If I do a refresh, I get a little green check mark that lets me know that it went ahead and pulled data. So this particular job, it took several seconds to run, and it had 57 report lines of output that were written. If I go back to the file system, I see there's a new file, SVC sandbox 7 days by hour. If I open it up, I did not select the column heading, so you'll see the system here and all the different performance data. I would have to go back and check the box that actually has the volumes. All right, so let's go ahead and pull a little bit more performance data. If I go back to the 7 days by hour, I go back to the options, I say include headers, and I say save, and then it was report submitted again. Here's the second run of it. I refresh. I take a look at the data. 158 lines were written. I go back into here. I see there's a second run of it, and there's the headings and the actual data, performance data there. Now, if I wanted to actually export a whole bunch of volumes out of this particular virtualizer, SVC virtualizer, what I may want to do is go ahead and just create a batch report, say that I want storage information by volume. I move that over, and then in my selection, I want to, let's say, have a week's worth of performance data by volume. If I want to do it by sample, that'll actually be quite a bit of data depending on how many volumes there are, but we can do that. So let's go ahead and put in the subsystem, the storage system that we're talking about, this SVC, and it's going to give me all the volumes here. As soon as I say OK to the dialog, okay, so I'm going to get all these performance data by sample last 7 days. Options, I want to include headers. It's going to go to the reports file, and I want to run that right now, so just click save. And so we got SVC sandbox volumes 7 days, by sample. Okay, maybe I can't. All right, the field isn't that long, so I just say okay, save. Then I should get the option of actually looking at the job. Do you want to view the job status? See a blue icon, meaning it's running. If I do a refresh, it'll still show blue because what we're doing is we're pulling quite a bit of data. So queue for processing, do a refresh on that. So this will take a little while to run. I'm pulling all the volumes inside SVC Sandbox for the last 7 days by sample, and I believe the sample is every 15 minutes. Okay, retrieved unsorted report data 1. I just keep hitting refresh, I'll get an update on what's going on. Let's take a look to see how busy this is. It's not too busy. And refresh that. Okay, so batch reporting's finished. It's writing to the file. Report data was reported successfully. And it's generating the batch report. Please wait for a large report. This operation may take a long time. So let's see. Go back into the directory. I have a 15K file here. All right, 30,000 lines were written and the report completed successfully. Now, if I go ahead and take a look at that, I'm gonna go ahead and reload the directory. I can open up this file. Of course, Notepad opens it up. The top line here is all the column headings, and then all the volumes, the different timestamps over in this area, and then all the performance data. And then all you have to do if you want to provide this performance file to somebody is actually get it off the TPC server and send it. So this one's a number of volumes, 15K of size, and that's basically how you export data using the standalone GUI with version TPC 5.2.7 and before. Version 5.2.8, the standalone user interface goes away. All right, hopefully this was useful. Thanks for watching. Bye.